Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. I want to begin by acknowledging that the lands in which Memorial University's campuses are situated are in the traditional territories of diverse Indigenous groups, and we acknowledge with respect the history and cultures of the Beothuk, the Mi'kmaq, the Innu, and the Inuit of this province. And this always is important, and every time I do a land acknowledgement, I think about our strategic plan, Transforming Our Horizons, in which we commit to a campus that is inclusive and celebrates diversity. And I'm proud to be president of such a campus and university. So I want to acknowledge that our board chair, Glenn Barnes, is here, and Glenn Barnes took over as board chair October, Glenn? And I think I see him every day, because he goes to everything he's invited to. Glenn, will you stand up? And on behalf of all of us, we thank you for your commitment to Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador. So helping me out today is Dr. Neil Bowes, our provost, Dr. Tana Allen, our VP Research, Rob Philippot, our new Vice President, Administration and Finance, and Lisa Brown, our Vice President, Advancement and External Relations. Now, I am so happy to be here and so excited. Do you know, sometimes the world can be a tough place, and we've seen so much negativity in the world recently. You know, we've seen it in the Ukraine, in Iran. So moments like this, where we celebrate goodness, kindness, innovation, brilliance, creativity, is so important. So today, I want you all to take all of your worries, all of your sadness, all of your hurt, and I'm going to do it too, and put it aside, and let's just take this next little bit of time and just wallow in goodness, because that is a celebration day. Can we do that? Just really take a moment to do that. Somebody once said to me that Memorial is just buildings and mortar, and primarily in St. John's, Newfoundland. I said, really? And then the second summer I was with the president of the university, I hit the road. There was a brief window when the first summer, Margot, who is always there to support me, just corrected me. The first summer, when the COVID restrictions lifted, I decided to really see what is Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador. And I hit the road. I did Tales from the Road MUN. Some of you may have followed it, but I put over 7,500 kilometers on my car. I traveled the island of Newfoundland and traveled up to Labrador, and it became crystal clear to me. Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador is not buildings. It is not 6 campuses. It is everywhere in this province, in every small nook and cranny. And I remember vividly, I was in Norris Point, and I got a phone call that someone said, you need to go to the pharmacy in Rocky Harbor. And I said, well, it isn't on my schedule. They said, no, you need to go to that pharmacy. They're waiting for you. So I said, okay. They had been following my Tales from the Road. So I go into this pharmacy, and all of the pharmacists come out behind the counter. Some pharmacists had come in because they knew that I was coming. They were all graduates of Memorial University. They wanted to tell their story, so I did a Tales from the Road with them, and they were so excited to share what Memorial meant to them. Same thing happened when I was in Labrador. I was in Goose Bay Happy Valley, and I was at the Cultural Center, and 2 young students wanted to meet me and tell me they were coming to Memorial and why they made that decision. And every place I went, I experienced what Memorial University meant to people and how it influenced this province. in so many ways, economically, culturally, socially. It has a huge impact. But it all had to start and has to start somewhere. And that is in the buildings where we educate the students. Well, not buildings anymore, right? Because we're doing so much remotely, right? But it begins with our professors who educate our students, who help our students find a way to launch into a career. Our professors who conduct research that helps individuals and groups, and our professors that make discoveries that just might change our world. It starts with the people we're celebrating this evening, people who are tackling global issues like climate change and green energy, and local issues like restorative justice, and creating a community garden at His Majesty's Penitentiary. You know, it's my privilege today to celebrate your excellence, to celebrate your leadership, and to celebrate your dedication. And that is so important. We are privileged at our university in that we shape the future. We touch students' heads, we engage their hands, and we connect with their hearts. There's no more noble work. So I'm going to begin with the teaching awards, and I'm going to ask each award recipient to join us in the front when your name is called. There will be a brief introduction, award presented, and then hang around for the photograph. I'm going to ask Dr. Bose to begin to present awards for the teaching and graduate supervision. So I'll ask Dr. Bose to come up, please. Thank you, Neil.
Thank you, Vianne, and good afternoon, everyone. So I'm delighted to present the President's Awards for Excellence in Teaching and Graduate Supervision, honouring 3 exceptional individuals who go above and beyond every day, fostering student success and leading by example. The recipients of this year's Teaching Awards are educators who have made noteworthy contributions to the teaching and learning community at Memorial, and they are most deserving of the accolades we bestow upon them today. In acknowledgement of their excellence, each award recipient will receive $5,000 to be used in support of teaching activities at Memorial. Now, on the awards presentation, I asked that the recipients join me up front when their names are called. Outstanding Teaching Faculty. The President's Awards for Outstanding Teaching in the Faculty category is given to an individual who has held a full-time faculty appointment for a minimum of 5 years to fewer than 10 years of continuous service at any campus of the university. And the Lecturer Award is given to a lecturer or instructional staff member with a minimum of 10 course sections taught. The recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Teaching in the Faculty category for 2022 is Dr. David Churchill. Dr. Churchill is an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science who takes a big picture approach, engaging students early with a clear learning outcomes and opportunities for success. Dr. Churchill strives to promote student enthusiasm in computer science and learning in general and enhance their confidence through meaningful feedback. Beyond his courses, Dr. Churchill provides students with guidance on future career opportunities, even conducting mock interviews when they have job interviews coming up. One student noted that he owes a great deal of his success in and outside of the classroom to Dr. Churchill because of his mixture of creative and traditional teaching styles and supportive nature. Dr. Churchill engages in continuous curriculum development, including consulting academics and industry leaders when reviewing and adding courses each year. Colleagues describe him as a committed and enthusiastic instructor who cares deeply about bringing technology, new ideas, and care into his teaching practice. In recognition of his teaching excellence, innovation, leadership, and dedication to the students, Dr. Churchill is certainly deserving of the 2022 President's Award for Outstanding Teaching in the faculty category. The next category, Outstanding Teaching, Lecturers and Instructional Staff. The recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Teaching in the Lecturers and Instructional Staff category for 2022 is Ms. Ashley Crane. Ms. Ashley Crane is a clinical instructor in the Faculty of Nursing and a registered nurse who brings her lived experience as a nurse into her teaching and invests greatly in her student success. In her teaching, she takes concepts from the curriculum and uses clinical experiences from her practice in combination with instructional resources. To allow students to share their opinions anonymously, she addresses envelopes to herself and gives them to the students, encouraging them to place comments in a Dropbox. She incorporates those comments into her teaching and impresses upon her students the importance of self-reflection. One student noted that Ms. Crane is always quick to provide much-needed assurance, kindness and understanding to students in a high-stress clinical and teaching environment. Ms. Crane has a strong focus on curriculum development and was actively involved drawing a shift in the faculty to a concept-based curriculum. She also piloted programs to include more simulation experiences to help students put newly learned skills into practice in a safe environment. For her commitment to students and their active engagement in the learning process, Ms. Ashley Crane is a most deserving recipient of the 2022 President's Award for Outstanding Teaching in the Lecturers and Instructional Staff category. Outstanding Graduate and Postgraduate Supervision. The final award I will present today is the President's Award for Outstanding Graduate and Postgraduate Supervision. The recipient of this award for 2022 is Dr. Dwayne Button. Dr. Button Dr. Button is a graduate supervisor in the School of Human Kinetics and Recreation with an extensive and impressive record in his role. Since 2010, he has supervised or co-supervised 32 Master of Science students, 2 PhD students, and 2 postdoctoral fellows. Dr. Button takes a thoughtful and consistent approach to supervision and provides students with exceptional training. He has been acknowledged by both past and present students as an excellent mentor. A recipient of the School of Graduate Studies Rockstar Supervisor Award, Dr. Button is dedicated to helping graduate students build strong interpersonal relationships, both inside and outside of the lab environment. Dr. Button has been acknowledged by faculty and students for the tremendous impact he has had on their experiences. It is evident from those who supported his nomination that he has made a lasting impact on them, not just in helping them become qualified graduates, but also in building lasting ties with students. For his commitment to graduate student success, Dr. Button is a most deserving recipient of the 2022 Outstanding Award for Graduate and Postgraduate Supervision.
And so, Philip and Angie, now tell me your connection to Dr. Button.
Well, Dr. Button's both our active supervisors. It was quite an impact on our educational experience and the whole, really, this quality mentorship and a good person. Yeah.
And so you're accepting this on his behalf. What a fitting thing to do. Finishing. You're in the middle. You'll be so glad to have that behind you, but also miss it a bit.
Yes. All right. Being a student's pretty good.
Yes.
And now I will turn things over to Dr. Tana Allen, Acting Vice President Research, who will present the President's Award for Outstanding Research.
Thanks, Neil. 6 exceptional researchers transforming one world. I am thrilled to be here today as we honor some of Memorial's most talented researchers. These individuals are leading critical studies, creating new knowledge, and empowering the next generation of researchers. Their incredible work enriches our vibrant research community, and we are very proud to salute them today. The President's Award for Outstanding Research and the designation of University Research Professor are 2 of the highest research honors our university can bestow. The President's Award for Outstanding Research recognizes researchers who have made extraordinary contributions to their scholarly disciplines. Each award is accompanied by a $5,000 research grant. I would like to introduce the first of our 3 recipients, Dr. Carissa Brown. Dr. Carissa Brown is widely recognized worldwide for research examining impacts of climate change and fire activity on tree distributions in the boreal forest. She has led a circumpolar-wide synthesis of data on reproduction at treeline, which was published in the leading journal Ecography. Combined with her leadership of the largest globally distributed experiment of its kind to date, Dr. Brown's initiatives provide unparalleled insight into understanding complex ecological problems. The author of 33 peer-reviewed articles with more than 2,700 citations, Dr. Brown leads the Northern Edge Lab, where she strives to create an inclusive and equitable research community. She has supervised 21 graduate students and 1 postdoctoral fellow. Dr. Brown has garnered national and international honors, including the Canadian Association of Geographers' prestigious Julian M. Seitz Award for Early Career Achievement. The recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Research for 2022 is Dr. Carissa Brown. Our second recipient is Dr. Max Lieberung. Dr. Max Lieberung is a globally renowned Métis Michif scholar and a leading figure in feminist science studies, Indigenous science and technology, and discard studies. At the forefront of plastic pollution research, Dr. Lieberung's work has had a direct influence on national policy for plastic pollution. They are founder of the Civic Laboratory for Environmental Action Research, a feminist, anti-colonial marine science laboratory, which is a model and incubator for anti-colonial research. They also work collaboratively with Indigenous community members. The author of the critically acclaimed Pollution is Colonialism, Dr. Lieberung is a member of the Royal Society of Canada's College of New Scholars, Artists, and Scientists. They have more than 80 academic publications, mentored more than 100 students, and consulted on the United Nations Environment Programme's Global Partnership on Marine Litter. The recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Research for 2022 is Dr. Max Lieberung. Our next recipient is Dr. Joshua Rash. Dr. Joshua Rash is a principal applicant on the Canadian Chronic Pain Network. He has led an international team of experts, patient partners, and knowledge users evaluating adherence to clinical practice guidelines for the prescription of opioids to manage chronic pain. This work resulted in the creation of self-assessment tools designed to improve uptake recommendations for prescribing opioids. Dr. Rash published the first systematic review reporting on the associations between oxytocin and pain. This work culminated in a nationally funded pan-Canadian multi-site clinical trial evaluating the effect of oxytocin on 3 different chronic pain conditions. An expert in cardiovascular psychophysiology, Dr. Rash has published more than 60 peer-reviewed manuscripts and mentored more than 30 trainees. In recognition of his accomplishments, Dr. Rash has received the prestigious Canadian Psychological Association President's New Researcher Award. The recipient of the President's Award for Outstanding Research for 2022 is Dr. Josh Rash. Bravo to all of you. Now, on to our next category. University Research Professor is a designation above the rank of professor. The title is the most prestigious recognition the university gives for research. This award goes to faculty members who have demonstrated a consistently high level of scholarship and whose research is of truly international stature. The award carries with it a lifetime designation, an unrestricted research grant of $4,000 each year for 5 years, and a reduced teaching schedule. This year, 3 faculty members will be designated University Research Professor. I would like to introduce the first of our 3 recipients, Dr. Kurt Gamprel. And Dr. Gamprel is not able to be here, but I'm going to introduce him anyway. Dr. Kurt Gamprel is a world-renowned authority on how climate change impacts fish physiology. His expertise in fundamental research and its application to the aquaculture industry are stellar. He leads partnerships to address complex regional and global problems. His research focuses on 2 themes: the environmental physiology of North Atlantic fishes and improving the culture and production of Canadian finfish. However, he is currently establishing a laboratory for tropical marine ecophysiology in the Bahamas to allow for comparative work. Key insights provided by Dr. Gamprell's research include that plasticity in heart function can explain differences in temperature-dependent fish ecophysiology. A salmon aquaculture expert, he has trained more than 55 students and postdoctoral fellows and published more than 130 articles in highly respected journals. His work has been cited more than 6,300 times. The recipient of the University Research Professor designation for 2022 is Dr. Kurt Gamprell. And accepting on his behalf is Dr. Matthew Rise. Our next recipient is Dr. Kelly Hallbolt. Take your time. Dr. Kelly Hallbolt is internationally recognized as a key contributor to the development of the bioeconomy. She is committed to helping Canadians produce, use, and conserve resources while protecting the environment. Dr. Hallbolt focuses on engaging rural and remote regions in the circular economy through the creation of innovative and integrated approaches to transform wastes, such as forestry, fishery, and industrial processing residues into value-added products such as biofuels, biomaterials, and biochemicals. This work has also decreased the overall environmental burden for oceans and landfills and reduced costs associated with handling and managing waste. Dr. Hallbolt's work has benefited the forest, fishery, and mining industries as well as local and federal governments. She has co-authored more than 160 publications, which have been cited nearly 4,000 times, and trained more than 70 emerging researchers. The recipient of the University Research Professor designation for 2022 is Dr. Kelly Hallbolt. Anywhere. Our next recipient is Dr. Duncan McElroy. Dr. McElroy is not able to be here today due to the highway accident yesterday. He wasn't involved, but he wasn't able to drive across the province or across the island yesterday to be here. But we'll get introduced to him anyway. Dr. Duncan McElroy, there he is a leading international expert in the area of paleobiology. He and his collaborators have, through careful observations and comparisons with invertebrates that are still in existence, produced evidence for the first animals with muscles known to have existed on our planet. This seminal discovery helped establish the timing of the appearance of basal animal groups by evolutionary biologists. Dr. McElroy's work includes the study of a growing number of enigmatic fossil groups that are found in sedimentary rocks in Newfoundland and elsewhere. The author of more than 100 papers in global journals, his work has been cited over 4,000 times, and he has been included in the world's top 2% scientists lists. Dr. McElroy has mentored more than 40 students, technicians, and postdoctoral fellows, and he collaborates with researchers around the world. The recipient of the University Research Professor designation for 2022 is Dr. Duncan McElroy. And, and we'll make sure that he gets his certificate. Huge congratulations, sincere congratulations to all our research recipients. Well done, everybody. I now call upon Mr. Rob Philpott, Vice President, Administration and Finance, to present the Employee Service Awards.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a real humbling experience to be in the presence of such great company today, I have to say. I've only been with the university for about 3 months, have lived and worked away for many years since I graduated from Memorial over 30 years ago. I am a townie, so please don't hold that against me. But hearing and learning about the accomplishments of our academic research and staff communities here today is really reminds me why I came back here. So it's a real pleasure to be back here today. Thanks, Dr. Allen, for that welcome, and good day, everyone. It is a pleasure to take part in this awards ceremony and an honor to tell you about some exemplary Memorial employees. The President's Awards for Exemplary Employees program recognizes achievement and commitment to fostering Memorial's strategic cultures in both individual and team categories. Recognition includes an award of $1,000, which can be presented in various ways, such as through a monetary award, a scholarship contribution, a hosted team event, or a professional development contribution. For the presentation of awards, I ask that the recipients come forward when I call your name. Our first award recipient is Dr. Rick Goulding, Academic Program Officer in the Department of Physics and Physical Oceanography. Dr. Goulding is being recognized with the Champion of Service Award. An employee of Memorial since 1990, Dr. Goulding has been in his current role since 2006. During his career, Dr. Goulding has been an enthusiastic, innovative, and highly effective teacher to thousands of students and has made an effort to connect with each and every one. He is a leader within his department, an empathetic advisor, and an effective liaison between students, lab staff, and faculty members. Dr. Goulding has also been heavily involved in outreach activities. He was the chief judge for the Eastern Newfoundland Science Fair for almost 20 years, and he has regularly visited schools with physics demos, participated in Science at the Mall, Science Rendezvous, Shad Valley, and summer science camps. Dr. Goulding received the Dean of Science Award for Exemplary Service in 2019 and the Dean of Science Distinguished Teaching Award in 2022, a most deserving recipient. Congratulations. I'd like to call upon Yellow Martin, Research Assistant and Lab Coordinator, Department of Psychology. Mrs. Martin is also receiving a Champion of Service Award. In the lab, Mrs. Martin builds an inviting atmosphere and makes significant contributions to enhancing teamwork and productivity. Students feel supported by her accessibility and value her assistance. She offers training on various techniques and is a central point of contact for questions and troubleshooting. Mrs. Martin also strives to build a sense of camaraderie among her students. She has organized social events and holiday celebrations for students, and as a yoga teacher, she has held free yoga classes, which have been a great way for students to meet each other in a non-academic setting. Mrs. Martin is co-organizer of Soapbox Science St. John's, an outreach platform that showcases the research of women and non-binary people in science. She also invites professors and students to share their research in a fun and engaging manner at the St. John's Farmers Market. Congratulations. Well done. I'd like to call upon Mrs. Kara Strickland, Intellectual Property Advisor, Research Innovation Office. Mrs. Strickland is our third Champion of Service Award recipient. Since 2017, she has been fostering an environment of innovation, creativity, and research as the Intellectual Property Advisor with the Research Innovation Office. In this role, she balances the interests of clients, students, professors, collaborators from provincial and federal government programs, and industry partners. Mrs. Strickland's work is important for future Newfoundland and Labrador success stories. She is attentive to stakeholders' needs and connects them with the resources necessary for them to thrive. She meets one-on-one with students, researchers, and startups to answer questions and provide feedback on their commercialization ideas, and follows up with researchers when funding opportunities arise. Mrs. Strickland has been a mentor within the province's Study and Stay program, volunteers with groups aimed at encouraging girls to get involved with science and coding, serves as a lab-to-market mentor, and she is also a board member for the Memorial Centre for Entrepreneurship's Solvers program. Congratulations. Okay. Well done. Our last award is a team award. For this award, team members are asked to stand in place while I read the citation, and a team photo will be taken after the ceremony. And the team is the Center for Innovation in Teaching and Learning. So, okay. Welcome. The Center for Innovation in Teaching and Learning is being recognized with the Team Memorial Award. I promise I won't be reading here too long, so you don't have to stand for too long.
No, they can stand. I'm standing.
Oh, okay, for sure. CITL is a collaborative partner and proactive force for teaching and learning excellence across the university. This was highlighted in particular at the start of the pandemic, when the team created a new frontline service for every academic unit and set up a classroom studio with the same technologies that you would find in a typical multimedia classroom. The production team then recorded lectures, provided advice, and assisted with uploading the lectures to Brightspace. CITL also helped with student orientation by collaborating with Student Life in creating and launching Memorial's comprehensive online student orientation program, MUN 101. CITL's positive impact expands past the pandemic-related projects. In an ongoing collaboration with the Department of Physics and Physical Oceanography, the team has been exploring the feasibility and best practices of hybrid models of learning. Dedicated to innovation and committed to service, CITL truly is Team Memorial. Congratulations. Good stuff, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to present the recipients of the 2022 President's Awards for Exemplary Employees. Okay, I'll now turn the podium over to Mrs. Lisa Brown, Vice President of Advancement and External Relations. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, everyone, and I'm delighted to be here to celebrate a sense of community and public engagement. And I will say that that is a theme that I'm hearing for all of the recipients here this evening. So that's lovely, because as you know, community engagement and that sense of community, commitment to communities is so important at Memorial University. So, the first award recognizes a faculty or staff member who has demonstrated exceptional volunteer contributions to communities or organizations. And I like drum rolls, so I'm expecting a drum roll for every recipient that I announce. The recipient of the President's Award for Exceptional Community Service for 2022 is Dr. Dorothy Vandering, Faculty of Education. It's such a pleasure for me to present this award. Well, actually, Dr. Timmons is doing that, but to talk about Dorothy, I've been an admirer of her work for so many years, and I hope that you all take an opportunity to read about her work that she has done. She is such a champion of Indigenous people and their perspectives on learning and ways of knowing, and her engagement with the larger community is truly changing the ways that communities think and really pushing and encouraging us to really think about a more just society. She has conducted SSHRC-funded research on restorative justice in schools, and in 2014, she founded the Relationships First Consortium with a group of provincial partner organizations whose collective aim is to nurture and support relational organizational cultures where children, youth, and adults thrive. Most recently and significantly, and I know many of you attended this, her work has led to a collaboration with Chief Measle Joe as he guided Dr. Vandering and Memorial researchers and community advisors in organizing the innovative two-eared listening gathering, Modeling Restorative Justice. In the spring of 2022, and I attended this. Relationships First received $600,000 in provincial government funding to expand its impact. So I'm very pleased to present the President's Award for Exceptional Community Service to Dr. Dorothy Vandering. Our next award is the Public Engagement Partnership Award. And like the Team Memorial Award, we have a couple of tables of people involved in this. No surprise when you look into public engagement and the number of people involved. So this award is unique because instead of honoring an outstanding individual, it celebrates a partnership between Memorial and the public. And in keeping with the goals and objectives of our public engagement framework, successful partnerships must exhibit the hallmarks of strong collaboration, and that is mutual expertise, mutual contributions, and mutual benefits. So it can't be a one-sided relationship. The recipient of this year's President's Award for Public Engagement Partnerships is the Phoenix Garden Project. I'm going to ask the people involved to stand up. In particular, accepting the award will be Rochelle Baker of the Newfoundland Labrador Centre for Applied Health Research and Justin Whalen, who is one of the Gardner participants. This is a collaborative initiative connecting many volunteers as well as many community groups. So, for example, we have involved here the John Howard Society, HMP, the Department of Justice, the Bewleys. They've lost their first name somewhere along the way. They're known as the Bewleys, Faculty of Education. We have the Writing Center Internationalization Office, the Newfoundland Labrador Center for Applied Health Research, Murray's Garden Center, Community Health and Humanities, Faculty of Medicine, many volunteers, private businesses, all have come together for the Phoenix Garden Project, which is a collaborative initiative, and it's a collective one with participants from HMP taking leadership roles throughout the process. And the project is centered in the belief that everyone is capable of success in gardening, learning, sharing, and growing in empathy and compassion. And of course, one of the partners as well as our own botanical garden. So the gardeners and the community volunteers plan and care for the garden and its greenhouse together, and all participants take place in mindfulness training, art, and creative reflective sessions. For everyone involved, the garden is a testament to the power of patience, optimism, and our shared human need to be included and affirmed as capable of making a difference in the world. The Public Engagement Partnership Award for 2022 goes to the Phoenix Garden Project. Congratulations. Rich can rise to the occasion. Thank you, everyone, and back to Dr. Timmons.
Wasn't that great, just spending some time listening to such creativity, such commitment, such generosity and kindness when you listen to all of the citations? Wasn't that worth just relishing for a little while, all that goodness? Let's give the recipients a big hand. So now we're going to move on to the final award of the afternoon. The 2022 John Lewis Payton Distinguished University Professorship, named for the first president of Memorial University College. This is an award that recognizes faculty who embody all aspects of the university's mission by demonstrating exceptional teaching and undertaking world-class research. Also so important is sharing their knowledge and expertise widely, comprised of the lifetime designation of Distinguished University Professor. There is a one-time, unrestricted grant of $20,000 to support research, teaching, or public engagement activities. Please welcome superstar teacher, whose students of all ages are more likely to be outside chasing icebergs than sitting in a classroom, a lover of all things outdoors, who brings the mountain into her teaching, Dr. T.A. Loeffler. Right up. Right beside me. Dr. Loeffler is a globally respected expert in gender, inclusion, and accessibility in outdoor education. Through her lengthy community service, she champions inclusive, healthy, active living. She was the first in the world to use visually based methods in outdoor education research. This groundbreaking approach has furthered the understanding of the phenomena of the outdoor experience. She works tirelessly to advance experiential education practice at Memorial and beyond. She has created more than 20 graduate and undergraduate courses and delivered more than 1,000 days of outdoor field instruction with students from all around the world. She shared her message of the importance of physical activity, leading nearly 500 community engagement presentations. She founded the Newfoundland and Labrador Outdoor Inclusion Summit, creating collaborations between organizations to further outdoor inclusion, which results in 3 national parks and several municipalities installing adaptive outdoor equipment. Dr. Loeffler is a fellow of the Royal Canadian Geographical Society. She is a recipient of a 3M National Teaching Fellowship and multiple other international and national provincial honors, including Recreation Newfoundland and Labrador's Bridging the Gap Inclusion Award. She is, according to one of her nominators, a social justice warrior, a hardcore explorer, and a gift to the field of outdoor education. I will also mention that TA came to see me one day to just meet me and chat with me, knowing that we both share a passion for inclusive practices. And I was in awe of her and of her commitment to taking knowledge and her expertise into school classrooms all over this province, this country, and this world. You're not just a gift to outdoor education, you're a gift to Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador, and a gift to society. It's my privilege and honor to present to you the John Lewis Payton Distinguished University Professorship, and I do it with love and pride. So congratulations. What a wonderful way to end the formal part of our ceremony. Congratulations to all of our, my cheeks are hurting, I'm smiling so much, right? Congratulations to all our award recipients. You make a difference. Now, time did not allow for us to read all the accomplishments of each recipient. So I want to ask you to learn more about these remarkable individuals by reading the printed program. I want to thank the committee members who contribute to our award processes and have the hard job of choosing recipients. A photographer, I want to thank you, and you're available to take photos of recipients, family, and guests. I also want to thank our caterers for the amazing food. Can we give them a big hand? Our AV specialists, right? I never get to say this to you, Ali, but congratulations and thank you for all you do. This is about teamwork, and there's a lot of teamwork to put this together. I want to thank each and every one, and thank you for coming here today, just to take a moment to breathe in goodness and kindness. Thank you.